welcome to day 29 of Happy and Rich. How dare you? um, I was just looking at the questions that you guys submitted, and when I asked for questions a little while back, just to kind of make sure I address them before we're done. And I wanted to talk, someone had asked about, I think maybe it was Fatma, had asked about having multiple businesses. So I want to talk a little bit about multiple revenue streams, multiple businesses, multiple creations, and really like how we can create in such a way that everything expands everything else. When you have multiple businesses or multiple let me start there. When you have multiple businesses or even just like many creations, like many different creations, when you like you got to function from the question of where is my attention required today? Like what three things like, don't stand right outside my yard and talk. What three things require my attention today? Because when you ask that, because when you have a lot of different things going on, you have a lot of different creations going on, you're gonna probably have more on your plate than you can do in a day, and you got to realize that it's not a linear thing. It's not it's like you're never going to be able to do everything on your to-do list. You're never going to be able to like complete everything and accomplish everything. And that's not really the goal anyway. It's it's such a gift to ourselves to have so many things in creation, and so many things that we're involved with that we couldn't possibly do them all in one, fell swoop, or we couldn't possibly like handle everything in a day. Because for most humanoids, that's actually quite boring. So instead, when you add to your life and you add different creations and different businesses and different, I don't know why they're bugging me so much. When you add different things that you're involved with, it's instead of having that be now a burden that you've got more to do, it's like, what if that now actually means that you have more to receive from? And it's really just about following your awareness of where is your attention required right now? Where is your attention required today? Because when you function from that question, whatever requires your attention will actually pop. And this is how you create multiple streams of revenue, is by having, what if you could have lots and lots of streams of revenue and you didn't have to be beholden to them. You didn't have to be like at the effect of them. You didn't have to be like now all of a sudden drowning because you've got all these things going on. But it actually means that you're opening up to greater receiving. Having streams of revenue is about having streams of receiving. And when we look at, when we look at business and we look at our different creations as if we're sort of like we're owned by them, and we have to do everything to make them work, and it's all on us. It's like we diminish this reality of business as receiving that is very dynamic, and that actually is a totally beyond this reality way of functioning and way of being in the world. But it requires a jumping of tracks, and it requires a totally different choice. And that is to actually allow your business to contribute to you. Allow your business to create, to actually gift to you. Allow all of your creations to gift to you so that you can actually, there's no limit to what you can create. There's no limit to the revenue you can have. There's no limit to what you can receive. You just get to receive. You get to actually be with your creations, and you get to receive. So it's like the choice for more business, the choice for more creations, the choice to add more to your life is a choice to receive more. It's not a choice to do more. And from there, it's like being present with everything. And in the question of where's my attention required today, it's so like what it can create is just, it's so dynamic, because it really gives us this different space of like it's like totally flips everything, from this reality where it's like I have to do to actually, oh, now I can actually receive. Now I can actually receive. And business then becomes about receiving. So if business is about receiving, how many businesses can you add? How many creations can you add? How many revenue streams can you add? As much as you're willing to receive. And, there's a whole universe here, really, of, I would say, if this is a conversation that interests you, take a Business Done Different class, because it actually, there's a whole different space of being with businesses and being with business that is really, I would say, about like kind of, I always call it like zooming out, like really zooming out to have this like global kind of overarching awareness of what's required, and then one little energetic input into something can change it can like activate universes, exponentialize creation, exponentialize receiving, and like really allow like universes to open up as different possibilities. So it's a really, really cool, really dynamic, really different way of being and creating in the world. And it's like the more you add, the more you can receive, the more it is your very being that creates the business, and it is your very receiving that allows that to be a reality for you. And being and receiving are very connected. They're very, kind of intertwined, and because the more you be, the more you can receive. So what would it be like if business for you was about receiving? What would it be like if business was about receiving? And revenue was about receiving. And all of your revenue streams, past, present, and future, could contribute to you. And you allowed your business to contribute to you. You allowed your revenue streams to contribute to you. You allowed your creations to contribute to you. What would it be like if you allowed your business, your businesses, your creations to create themselves? What would that be like? Probably slightly different. Would you be willing to gift yourself the gift of that? The gift of receiving with business, with creation, the gift of receiving. Would you be willing to gift that to you? What if your reality was so different that your business desired to contribute to you? and you allowed it. Ironically, this is one of the most courageous choices to make. It's one of the most uncomfortable choices that I've made and continue to make. Is this having business as a reality of receiving. Are you willing to be so different? As to choose that. Are you willing to be so different as to choose that? How much conclusion would you have to give up? How much conclusion would you have to let go of and forego? How much work, effort, suffering, and struggle would you have to let go of to have the reality with receiving and creation and revenue and business that is actually available to you? It doesn't mean there's no doing, but it does mean that we relax. We relax. We relax into something vastly different. Into something far greater. And then the awareness of what your business is requiring, what your businesses are requiring, what your creations are requiring, the awareness of that just comes. Because awareness is also one of the things that comes from receiving. So let yourself melt, let yourself relax, let yourself relax, 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 relax. Ask more questions in the next 24 hours than you ever have before. And trust what comes. Trust what comes. Trust it.